What's going on, guys? God bless you. Carlos here with Serrano's Mobile Detail in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for joining me in another video. What better way to drop a good video on Good Friday, right? Today we are in Arlington, Texas, where we're working on this beautiful Acura. We're going to be doing a one-step paint correction with DIY ceramic gloss as a topper. But on today's video, guys, we are gonna be talking about the all-new cordless Rupes 15. I'm super excited because today we're gonna be talking about the Bigfoot, the cordless. What do I think about it? I'm gonna give you guys some insight on user experience, right? On as what I've used it. What do I think about it? Is the price fair? And maybe different things like that, right? So definitely stick around and let's enjoy this correction. When it comes to the Rupes 15 millimeter Bigfoot, my honest thoughts on it, I have enjoyed this product. I really have. I've used it. I think at this point we're probably on car number 5 or 6 that I've used it on. When I purchased, at the time of this purchase, I paid $750, I believe, when it was on pre-order. So I ordered this through Drive Auto Appearance. In this kit, you receive obviously your polisher. You receive 8 polishing pads. You also receive a microfiber towel. You get 2 batteries and you get a dual charger. Honestly, this whole kit comes ready for you to go out there and work, right? So that's pretty much what I paid for it. And when it comes to the machine itself, I gotta say, this thing is so freaking light, so freaking light. One of the things that I pretty much I do like is obviously is, I think all the polishers kind of have this, but well, not really, to be honest. This one has a trigger lock. So all the other ones I've used, the trigger, if you push it, it starts running, right? This one has a trigger lock, so you would need to physically push that side button in and then it starts working. So those are a key benefit that I do like, because the 3-incher, I hate it. That one has no trigger lock, and I literally splashed myself a couple minutes ago with it. So that one, I don't like it that much, but I do use it. I'm not gonna lie. But that's very, very cool. Another cool thing, or a cool little feature this has this LED strip light here, and obviously right now you can't see it, but it's pretty much like your battery meter. So it's very cool. It turns on. I wish it was orange, but it's blue, which is okay. And that's pretty much it for me. It has a lot of vents for sure all around the polisher, so it keeps your polisher cool. It keeps it running smoothly. The only thing I did to mine was I put this right here, because obviously I'm usually wearing belt, but today it's pretty much this piece. I'll put a link to this as well. So look, that way you have a cordless polisher. You are not having to hold it with you, and you can take it really anywhere. And then once you're ready to polish, you grab it, you get your clip, and bam, you're good to go. But obviously, that's the only thing I did to mine. So hey, if you want to do it when you get yours, hey, go for it. You can actually put it in any polisher, but for this, it makes sense. It's very light, very, very light. One thing you will need to get adjusted to, especially if you're coming from polishers like Max Shine, Adams, you know, those types of polishers, is the sound. I'm gonna be very honest. When I started using this, the sound on this is so smooth. It doesn't vibrate that much. So at one point, I honestly felt like this machine was not cutting at all. Like that's kind of how I felt. Obviously, I'm coming from, you know, max shine polishers to where I'm used to a different sound. It sounds more powerful, like more torque. But with the Rupes, you are getting a much smoother ride with the polisher, but you're cutting, I think, even faster, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's one thing you have to kind of get adjusted to, is the sound on this machine. And today, guys, I actually have a helper with me, Mr. Jeremy Galvan. He's doing a ride along with me, where obviously he this is kind of his where he wants to go take his business, to be honest. He started this morning with me. We did a basic, but I knew this was gonna be kind of like his favorite thing. Have you ever used a Rupes?
I'm not.
So we're in the same boat.
Not professional.
What do you think of it so far?
It's super light.
Light?
It's super light, yeah.
All right, have at it.
Oh, bro. Bro, what?
What speed was that?
That was 6.
Feels
And
different,
it's
right?
smooth, bro. It's so, wow.
So every time when I put it on 6 with the Rupes, I feel confused, bro, because I'm like, am I cutting?
Is that how they all are?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, this one, I mean, I've never owned a
Oh my
Rupes.
goodness.
So, I mean, it's smooth. It's trippy for me because it's like, compared to
I'm used to the vibration.
vibration, the loud noise, I guess. I think like with this, we could literally have like a nice conversation.
Bro.
As to with the other one, I'd be yelling at you probably. When it comes to the charge time, guys, let me disconnect it really quick. This is their dual charger. Very, very cool. Honestly, at first I thought this was kind of like, it didn't make sense. But total charge time after you use your polisher was 50 minutes. So let's just say 45 to 50 minutes for a full charge. And then about 45 minutes for run time, you know, and my numbers probably could be wrong. So don't note me on those. I did not read the pamphlet. I didn't read the instructions. So I honestly don't know really what it said as far as charge time. One thing that in the beginning I was like, that makes no sense, was when you put both batteries in here, I was honestly hoping like they're both charging at the same time. But it doesn't do that. So from what I've noticed, and after talking with Cam, is this charger will choose which battery is closer to full, and it will automatically charge that one first, and then it jumps over to the next battery that's pretty much dead, and it'll charge that one. So in theory, after using it a couple times, I honestly thought like, shoot, I need to buy more batteries because I don't want to run out of battery. But after using it, honestly, you are not going to run out of battery, honestly, because I think it's I don't constantly keep the machine on. It's like I turn it off and then put my polish back on, I turn it on. So you give it that resting time to where it's not pushing. But with these two batteries, you should not have any issues as far as having to wait for a battery to charge, if that makes sense. But now that I've used it, I actually enjoy it, because as I was polishing this one, I was finishing charging the other battery, but it just makes sense, right? I'll be very honest, I was questioning a lot about the product, the machine, the batteries, like how many batteries do I have to buy? I'm not a cordless person, I'm gonna be very honest, because I hate buying more stuff, like more batteries, more of this, and I was like, I don't know if I wanna do that. But now that I've used this machine multiple times, I have yet to run out of battery. So these batteries will definitely last you. A big question that I'm sure is gonna get asked, and none of this is scripted. This is me literally just asking Jeremy. How many polishes do you do a week or monthly or?
It's a rare occasion, honestly. I do maybe a couple a year, just a little more of the bigger jobs. I push those, you know.
Okay. So my question to you is the 750 price tag on this as a starter detailer, would you buy this?
Starting off,
yes.
I wouldn't.
Why?
I mean,
even though you've tried it, you were like, wow.
It's a nice machine.
Why wouldn't you buy it?
I feel like, you know, some of those, there's a lot of other options out there to get started polishing.
Okay.
Just to take care of, you know, you don't have to go buy the most expensive tools to really get the job done. You could start off with the orbital sander if you wanted, you know,
yeah.
and just a nice pad, and it'll do an okay job. But jumping to $750 for a polish, I mean, it's worth the money. I'm not gonna lie, it's worth the money, man. It's a smooth machine.
But you wouldn't.
Nah.
At this current time, you wouldn't.
Still, it'd be hard for me to justify it right now.
Okay. And that's just what I was gonna say. If you're a detailer who is just starting in this, and this is, I might get in trouble for saying this, but this is not the machine for you. The reason I purchased it is because I do multiple corrections weekly, bi-weekly, but I do have that income to where this can justify the price, because I'm gonna pay it off very quickly, let's per se, right? You're gonna get your return of investment. So as a starter detailer in the correction field, I don't recommend you get this one. I recommend you go get you a the Max Shine, right? M15 Pro with my discount code Serranos 15. You'll get like 30 bucks off, so it helps. This is a huge jump, right? So as a starter, I don't recommend you buying it. But as your business grows, I'm sure Jeremy in the future will buy one, right? Because he's getting more into this, doing more corrections, more coatings. It's like, okay, I have that income coming in, so it's like that 750 is gonna be like nothing, right? But as a starter detailer, I honestly don't think you should buy it. Even though it's a great machine, I don't think you should buy it. It would be a bad investment. So there is a very fine scratch right here. Obviously you guys can see it, but I'm gonna try to at least blend it in a little bit for him, because it's bothering me. Obviously he didn't request that, but just to make this car look really, really good, I'm gonna wet sand this area, and then we're gonna repolish it, and it should look really, really good. And for that, we're gonna use our 3-inch Rupes. I got a little bit of some water on it. I usually just dab it, and I have 3000 grit because I don't want to dig too deep. And all I'm doing is just sanding this area, and then we should be good. Bam. Bada bing, bada boom. Look at that. Scratch is gone. Okay. All right, guys, and to kind of seal the deal on this vehicle, we're now spraying, we're applying ceramic gloss. on it for its 6-month protection. And I'm just applying it to the door, and then you grab your second towel, and that's kind of like your blending and buff off, and you should be getting some amazing slickness. And while you're doing your paint, obviously go to your glass to add that wow factor. This customer is going to be very, very happy, because from how it looked before, guys, to what it looks now, looks way better. Honestly, with 2 people, we were able to drastically cut my time in half. On average, something like this will probably take me like 6 hours or so. Today, it literally took us probably like 3 hours total. We started at 12. It's already, let's just say 3, I believe. So with 2 people, it makes the job way easier, right? But it also helps to have someone who also kind of knows your work. Obviously, Jeremy has worked with me before on other projects, so I've kind of showed him a little bit on how I like to get my polishing done. But with 2 people that know what they're doing and kind of can be in sync, it's just so much faster. Like you will not struggle as far as polishing. But we're gonna continue applying ceramic gloss on this paint on this very windy day. I chose just the right day to be doing this, and I know many professionals are gonna be leaving in the comment section, wow, it's windy, you should never do that outside. Well, guys, sometimes we gotta play with what we get, but we are getting it done. So prior to applying the ceramic gloss, we wipe everything down to make sure there's minimal dusting, and then we apply the protection, and we should be good. Sadly, I think there's a lot of stuff in their garage to where, you know, we couldn't use it. But hey, at the end of the day, the job's got to get done, because I need to eat more tacos. So, you know, that's why I was gonna decline it on this windy day, but I need tacos, so we had to take the job today. So, are y'all hungry? Cause I am. I'm sure. Hopefully, you're watching me while you're eating some tacos or something. So, las carnitas. But yeah, we're gonna continue applying this, and we'll be done, guys. I want to give a huge shout out, obviously, to Galvan's Auto Detailing for coming in a ride-along today. Many of you guys asked me like, hey Carlos, do you do ride-alongs? I do. A little bit of the ride-along is pretty much you coming with me. You get to ask all the questions. You get to see a little bit of how I work, the process and everything, right? You even get to work as well, right? But it's more of a learning experience. You kind of experience a little bit of what I do daily, right? And it's a good eye-opener for those who are wanting to start their business. So again, shout out to Galvan's for coming out today, helping me out. I think polishing is his favorite thing. So I could tell this was a much better experience for him than the morning routine. The morning one was like kind of like an interior, and I know that wasn't too exciting for him, but this one I could tell right off the bat he loves polishing. So it was better to see him working on this than the Mini Cooper he was on. But to kind of end this video, guys, for those who are wondering, hey Carlos, what are your thoughts on the polisher? Is it worth it? Should I buy it? Take it from somebody who's never owned a Rupes polisher. I'm very new to this brand, to this machine. Very, very smooth machine right off the bat. It is well balanced. Like when I say this thing is amazing, it's amazing. And I honestly feel like when you put it at speed 6, like if this thing goes to like airplane mode, it glides on the paint really, really well. Somebody had asked me like, does it pair well with other polishes or pads? Yes, it does. I've tried it with the Lake Countries, It works amazing, no issues. I'm sorry if you guys can't hear me today. It is a windy day. I chose to do a correction on the worst day ever. We can't control the weather, obviously, but it does pair well with other pads. So if you have lake country or whatever, it's gonna pair really, really well. For the cost, I enjoy it. I love it. I'm using it more often. Is it something I recommend you buy right off the bat? I think I've said that on a couple clips before. No, honestly, I would save up to buy this machine. Does it stall was another question I had. As far as stalling, I'm gonna say like minimal. Maybe like when it goes towards like the edges, I see it kind of like not wanting to spin, but again, it could probably it could be user error, right? I'm still learning this machine. I'm still learning how to use this machine because it's way different than my Max Shines. I love Max Shines, but honestly, I was really excited to see what cordless was all about, right? Is this definitely worth it? Only cordless I've used, guys, I'm gonna be very honest, was the Milwaukee, and I honestly didn't like it. The battery was way too heavy. I had to kind of keep doing this to keep the battery from like hitting the vehicle or the paint. But again, that's just an opinion. I was not happy with it. I didn't like it. The way it was built, I didn't like it. So I was more excited to see, like, let me see what this compares to a Milwaukee. This is way superior than a Milwaukee as far as weight, everything. Like, you don't have to be holding this battery to keep it like centered. This machine centers itself really, really well. Another question that I had, do you have to use the Rupes polishes for this machine? No, you don't. I mean, I would say no. I know others tend to say you have to use the Rupes, you pair it with the family and stuff like that. Honestly, I use Coach Chemi products. The machine works really, really well. And I mean, that's kind of what I'm gonna use is the Coach Chemi line. I've used the Rupes line. I don't like it. It leaves a little bit too much hazing for my liking. The gloss, I kind of have to do another step to get to that gloss. For that reason, I don't use the Rupes polishes. But the machine, amazing, amazing. I hope this video kind of helped you guys out. For those who have been wondering, you guys have been inboxing me like, hey, when are you gonna do a reveal or a review on that polisher? Are you liking it? It takes me a little bit because I want to play with it before I honestly go on here, and I don't want to lie to you at the end of the day. So I want to keep it very, very honest. Great machine. I enjoy it. I really do. One thing that I think I would recommend is before your battery runs out, switch it. Before your battery runs out, switch it. Like this one, we have 3 bars. So usually when we are at, I kind of go at a bar 2 bars, I will switch it off because I've noticed that once the battery obviously starts draining down, I kind of see a little bit of the performance and maybe start slowing down. So I started just switching the batteries at halfway, and they're always charged. So to have that optimal performance, usually about 50%, I kind of switch it off. That's kind of what I've seen, is maybe the performance goes down a little bit, but it's not a lot, not a lot. But honestly, I've used it all the way till it dies, and it's done pretty well. So before me and Ivan, I'm so sorry. Before me and Jeremy blow out of here, let's get out of here because it's very, very windy. We're gonna now give this over to our customer, have him take a look at it. I think he's gonna be very, very excited. So again, thank you guys so much for joining today's video on the Rupes Bigfoot 15mm polisher. I have really enjoyed it, and go and get you this little piece here. I highly recommend, whether you don't want to use it for this, you can use it for other tools, as you guys have seen in some videos. It's a lifesaver. So as always, I hope you guys have an amazing weekend. Have a great Good Friday. Have a great Easter. Hopefully you find a lot of eggs. I was gonna say something. But I hope you guys have a great day. As always, God bless you. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next video.